Hello once again. Last time we talked about the parts of the flower. We got to see that the flower is the sexual reproductive organ of the plant. It has the male reproductive part called the stamen, which is made up of the anther and filament, and then the female reproductive part called the carpel or the pistil, made up of the stigma, the style, the ovary, and then the ovule. Today we're going to talk about pollination. Pollination is the transfer of pollen from the anther to the stigma of a flower. We know the anther is part of the stamen, and then it is held in position by the filament. Now, when there's a transfer of pollen which is contained in the anther onto the carpel, with the specific part being the stigma, we say pollination has taken place. So here we see that the anther is part of the stamen, which is the male reproductive part of a flower, and the stigma forms part of the carpel, the female reproductive organ of a flower. Now, this transfer can take two main forms. One is that it is happening on the same plant, or the other is that it is happening from one plant to the other. So it is happening between two plants. Now, when the transfer of pollen from the anther to the stigma happens on the same flower or another flower on the same plant, we say self-pollination has taken place. So self-pollination is the transfer of pollen from the anther to the stigma of the same flower or another flower on the same plant. But when this transfer is from a flower on a different plant to another flower on a different plant, we say cross-pollination has taken place. So self-pollination involves only one plant. It could be two different flowers on the same plant, or it could be on the same flower. Okay, but for cross-pollination, we are talking about two different flowers on two different plants.